something. I guess we're live, Liz. It says live.
Oh, we're live.
Yes,
We
Liz is
are
making
live.
TikToks.
I'm trying to figure out how all of this works. So we'll
Still,
see.
yes,
Technology, I'm telling you.
it's true.
When was the last time you made a TikTok, Doug?
Well, do duets count? I did
Of
one
course they
earlier
do.
today. I duetted your fantastic TikTok.
Yes, my first TikTok in like what, 2, 3-ish weeks.
Ed's here. Tiffany's here.
Yes.
Ed is going to help you with your TikToks, Liz.
Oh my gosh, please. I'm trying to. Who's technology's so easy. Oh my gosh, Ed. Seriously. Actually, I did pretty good today. I always joke that like a 20-second TikTok takes me like an hour to do. So today I did a 9-second TikTok
Okay.
in like 20 minutes.
There you go. That's
15-ish minutes. I'm
okay.
getting better. I couldn't remember where all the buttons were in the order, and I don't know. I'm getting there.
Well, Tiffany takes like 5 minutes to knock one out.
She probably takes 5 minutes to do a 10-minute TikTok.
That's right. Celine
She's that
probably
good.
does too.
Exactly. Yes. And reels, if we're getting in on that too. I don't know. Ooh, well, I hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Liz. It's the special holiday episode. You never know who could show up.
I didn't get festive, and I'm looking around. You came as Liz Perfectly Santa Claus.
That's right.
And I came like Morticia, black.
No.
We're gonna go I have nothing festive around me.
It's crazy. You never know what could happen, but give me some hose, Liz. Where my hose at? Give me some hose.
Oh, wait, what?
Ho, ho, ho.
You are live.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. There we go.
Everybody.
We're good now. We're some bells.
All right. So we wait a couple more. More people are coming in. I see Ebliss is here. We actually interviewed them earlier today. Consignment chats are here.
Hey.
Molly and I were talking about The Ref this morning. And speaking of holiday movies, Liz, what's your favorite holiday movie? And then people in the chats, what are your favorite holiday movies? Do you have a favorite holiday movie, Liz? Liz doesn't remember movies.
I'm horrible. So you tell me your favorite holiday movie. Let's do that.
All right.
So I'm sure you have like 30 of them. So go ahead.
I have a few. But my favorite of all time is Christmas Vacation. That's always the go-to. Last couple of years, and Bad Santa, I always enjoy. Last couple of years, I've become a fan of Office Christmas Party. That's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Mare, my wife, really likes Bad Moms Christmas.
Yes.
And then
okay.
I like the old school specials. Like I always feel sorry for the little, as an underdog myself, Liz.
Yeah.
I've always related to like Charlie Brown, or I always felt so bad for Rudolph because he got teased by the other reindeer just because he had a red nose.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, I don't have any. I can't, like, we just watch them all, right?
All right.
I think so, and maybe others can I don't know, like, not sympathize with me, but can relate when your kids are older. Like for me, 25 and 19, we're not like, oh, mom, sit down and watch a movie with me. Mom, can we watch this? Mom, like that happens when they're little, and even into their tween and maybe even teenage years. Do you still get that with your kids?
Well, they hang out. They like to watch stuff with us.
Yeah, no, not here. Okay, so let's see.
Not at Liz's.
They're like, no.
All right. What's in the
First, let's see. In the chat, we have Santa's Elf.
Nice.
That's Teresa's.
Okay, Elf is good. Yeah. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I totally agree.
I agree. I agree with you on that one.
It's a great movie. It's a great action movie, great Christmas movie. If there's Christmas stuff in the movie, it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah. How the Grinch Stole Christmas for Ed. Yeah.
Good.
Jim Carrey edition.
All right.
Tiffany and Josh, Elf
my
and
favorite
Below.
line. I can't cancel dinner with myself again. That's good. I use that actually. It's one of the films I quote. Liz
Kim
has
said,
nothing, ladies and gentlemen.
I,
She does not watch holiday movies.
no, I don't. I know that's horrible.
But Molly from Consignment Chats, we were talking about the ref this morning. And Molly, I didn't want to disappoint you because I saw that movie years ago and loved it. It's very funny. But for some reason, my wife refuses to watch it. And I don't know if it's because she doesn't like Dennis Leary or what it is. That's his name, right? She out and out every year I bring it up. She's like, don't talk about the ref. It's like, it's a solid holiday movie. Snippets of Bad Santa. Yes, that's good. Certain scenes. All right. Before we start rolling. All right, Liz, favorite
Yes.
holiday song.
So I don't have a favorite. Man, I'm fired. I don't have a favorite holiday song. And I
Okay.
was sharing with you earlier, we were talking about music.
Okay.
One thing that's constant in our house, though, Christmas morning, I had to look up the date before we came on of this CD. I think I got my husband the CD or he got me the CD back in 2000 when it came out. But it was the U2, what album? The All That You Can't Leave Behind. I say album, it was a CD. And it came out in
Classic Christmas
2002.
album.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with Christmas other than it was released right before Christmas. And I don't know what it was. I mean, we only had one kid back then, but
Okay.
we just always listened to that CD on Christmas. I mean, now we
Wow.
probably do it digital, right? Because it brings back those memories
Okay.
of it must have been a really great Christmas for whatever, but music brings back those moods. And I think that you can understand that, or feelings and memories.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
So there was something, just a run of really great Christmases that we listened to that CD to. So that's kind of a staple in our house is listen. It's probably the only time we listen to U2.
Interesting. Okay.
It's not a
Well,
Christmas album, but it's an O'Kane Christmas.
it's O'Kane
album.
Christmas. It's
Yes.
an O'Kane special Christmas from
Yes.
Colorado. Well, I really love hardcore traditional Christmas songs like Bing Crosby and stuff, and all the really old ones. And I really love like Dave and Lori. Band-Aid, Do They Know It's Christmas? The new wave Christmas song with all the new wave 80s guys. Duran Duran is in there. I love that one.
Of course
I also
it is,
love the
yeah.
Pogues Fairy Tale of New York. The Ramones, I Don't Want to Fight, It's Christmas. I don't want to fight, it's Christmas. Something like that. Merry Christmas, baby. I don't want to fight tonight. You know?
Yeah. That was actually the 2001 album. We just must have forgotten about it.
The U2 or the Ramones?
No, the Ramones. I was just messing with
Nat
you.
King Cole. Kim loves Nat King Cole. Jackson 5 Christmas. Yes.
Tommy in Seattle. Hey, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
I chat with Tommy in Seattle. I met him on Katie and Vicky's, I don't know, through the boss Facebook group, but he typically tunes in on Sundays, Katie and Vicky show, and we always just hang out on Sundays during their show. We come up to the live show. I can't tell you what Katie and Vicky said, but everybody in chat has a great time. Just like I hope everybody in chat has a great time here. And I'm joking with you, Katie and Vicky. I do watch.
It's nice to see some new names though, and some recently familiar names. So that's cool. Resellers Passion. Sorry. It's live. I can't edit it out.
No.
Resellers Passion is here. Thanks for showing up. We had a lovely Passion sip. My first Passion sip. It was very exciting. It was very
So I
exciting.
want to get into that. And I don't want to rush you. I don't want to rush anything about this. We typically stay on live for an hour. But I'm going to run through some things. Okay, if this is the first time you're joining us, welcome. This is only our third live, so we're figuring out what we're doing. The whole point of coming live is a podcast live show once a month to where Doug and I can recap some of the episodes that we've done the prior month and take any questions and kind of just banter with you. Oh my gosh, but Doug likes to go off track. I try and keep us on schedule. I'm the bad guy for doing this because I know I want to stay on and talk to everybody for a couple of hours too. Really quick, if you are a List Perfectly referral member, there is going to be a Zoom with Amanda, CEO of List Perfectly, to talk about some List Perfectly referral stuff. Log into your List Perfectly account. There will be a banner for the List Perfectly referral office hours. You click it, log in, and that will bring you to the Zoom. That's going to happen right after this live. So, Doug, it's very important that I keep us on track so anybody that may be tuning in can get to that. And
That's
me
true.
too, because I want to learn. So I will have a tight schedule. We will be done by, 10 minutes early. So we're going to cut this to about 50 minutes.
All right.
I know I'm the bad person, right? Like I'm going to make everybody go. I feel horrible.
I dozed off during your housekeeping.
I know.
Your
Isn't that,
tips, Liz.
see, look at that.
Got a whole
Okay.
list.
It's the Doug show now. It's all yours
No,
now. It's all yours now.
Stop. All right. So should we get into it? Anything else? The referral hours are cool. You get direct access to Amanda for your questions. What else? We ready to rock and roll? No, I want to know one more thing because I wrote this down. Favorite holiday tradition? Is it listening to your arguably not, well, no offense, it's a good U2 album. I mean, it's no Achtung Baby or
No, it's
Joshua
not.
Tree.
I know.
But it's decent. I mean, if it brings back the memories, like you said, the connection's good.
Exactly.
What other holiday traditions or in the chat?
Yeah, share your holiday traditions in the chat. Being a military family, we move around a lot. I swear my kids have never spent more than 3 years in the same spot for Christmas. Except for here in Colorado.
There you go.
So our tradition was we spent one Christmas in a hotel because we had just moved the week before Christmas. And we showed up to get the keys to our house and they're like, yeah, your house is ready. I'm like, great. They're like, oh, we're closed for the holidays. We had a 26-foot U-Haul full of stuff, like with the Christmas stuff in the back, because our plan was to set up the tree and then just throw all the boxes in the house and get rid of the U-Haul. They failed to tell us that they were closed and they wouldn't be back open until the 27th of December. So we last minute got a hotel. An ice storm came through and we unloaded a 26-foot U-Haul truck into a storage unit in Anacostia, DC on Christmas Eve.
This sounds like a Christmas movie. Are you making
This is my life. This is our life. I'm
kidding.
serious. Like we can't make any moves super easy, right? So our tradition, we kind of joke that there's really no tradition. Like we make our own as we go along. Sometimes it's with family, sometimes it's not. Sometimes we're absolutely alone. Sometimes we make it out to see family. It just depended on the year. Yeah, Kim, she was a Navy brat. She totally gets it.
There you go. Yeah. No, we moved when I was a kid. My dad was Army, so I was an Army brat. We moved around a lot too.
Yeah.
We had a Thanksgiving move where we had we literally moved in on Thanksgiving and we had to get like pizza or something.
Yeah.
So, but for us, well, my family growing up, we used to do fondue Christmas Eve. Ooh. So that was a thing. For carryover from the 70s, fondue and Polaroid pictures, and wood paneling. And then now, I don't know, we do some little stuff, but one of the things we do is the kids like to drive around and look at Christmas lights, and we count the inflatable Santas, and we try to see how many we can get each year.
Is that kind of like a slug bug thing?
I think so, yeah. And you punch them in the arm.
Yeah.
And last year was terrifying because it was the first year my daughter could drive, so we didn't get as many Santas because we were terrified to ride with her. So that was our worst year.
That is so mean.
I know.
But before we get, I want to talk about these because we are limited in time. But you did go to your first Posh and Sip.
Yes.
How was that? I missed it. I was signed up.
It was lovely. I showed up. I tried to be on my best behavior.
Yes.
Leslie was there as well. Again, it was the holidays, so I wore my accoutrement, the Santa.
Bad Santa.
Yeah, badish. I had my water in my favorite cups, my coffee in my favorite coffee cup, and then I had actually a small glass of wine in my favorite wine glass. It's it's actually a seller gift from Ecom Chicago. I love it's
Oh,
just a
nice.
little, like a little bit,
Mhm.
just a little bit,
Just a little bit?
because it was a Passion sip.
Oh,
And
yes,
then,
yes, because you had to sip.
yeah, Dave and Lori were there. They talked about eBliss. I
Nice.
talked about List Perfectly. We gave some stuff away. We
Uh-huh.
talked about some SEO tips. And what was
Nice.
great is they did this really super cool scavenger hunt. I love
Oh.
that. They'd be like, all right, so for the giveaways and List Perfectly, we gave some stuff away, but they would be like, we're doing a reseller scavenger hunt. So it'd be like within reach or get up and go get blah, blah, blah. So it'd be like,
Mhm.
do you have a pair of scissors? Do you have a a tape gun, which Liz wouldn't have? Do you have if
Learn
you
that
listen to the
lesson.
podcast today, you will get that reference. That's a
Yes.
commercial for that episode. So that was cool. But no, it was a good experience, and I liked it, and we'll do it again. And actually, Rhonda, Reseller's Passion, and I, Pink Diva Studio, we're gonna talk on Friday about some other
Sweet.
stuff. So there you go. But
Sweet.
thank you for asking.
So, speaking of prizes and giveaways, we are going to give away 1 month of List Perfectly
Oh,
and a Seller Community Podcast t-shirt towards the
nice.
end of this live. So keep the chat going so that
Keep it
List
going.
Perfectly can see you're in here. They're going to do a random drawing and we will announce a winner at the
Uh,
end of the show, towards the
to
end of the show.
Yes, Club Red 97, Teresa Cox has asked for my red LP t-shirt. She wants a
Yeah,
game
she
worn Snoop Doggy jersey. I'll sign it and send it to you, Teresa. Happy holidays.
There you go. So we talked about listen to the podcast for the hint on the tape gun, right? Speaking of podcasts, let's do a really quick I say really quick recap. I get it. It's hard for me to just talk about anything really quick. Doug, we're gonna have to reel each other in because these were 4 amazing podcasts. I loved
Yes.
it. Um, so we're just gonna go back and we're gonna recap episodes 40 to 43.
All right.
No, 44. I got all of those wrong. Anyways, we're gonna go back to I think I might have my episodes numbers wrong, but we're gonna go back and talk about why so I'm gonna bring this up while I'm talking. Why So Thrifty, Matt King.
Okay.
We interviewed Matt while we were in Vegas at the Boss Reseller Remix,
Yes.
and that was the first time I had met Matt in person.
Yeah, he's cool. He's got a
Super high
very
energy.
super high
Oh
energy,
my god,
very like what do you infectious personality. Like you're
yes.
around him and you get pumped up, and he's always smiling, always happy, and
Yeah.
very, very high energy. And he was so happy to be there and so happy to learn and connect. And his content's great too.
Yeah, it is. So that was episode 40. I had my episodes correct. Yeah, no, we had a great time talking to him. Like you said, it is infectious. Like you talk to him and you just want to perk up and like when he talks about selling, you're like, well, I want to hurry up and sell something.
Yeah.
And it was his first eBay event. Or well, I
Yes.
shouldn't say eBay event. It was a
Yeah.
multi-channel
Seller.
event, but with a lot of eBay sellers.
And he was very appreciative and very gracious. That was nice. So
Yeah.
here's an interesting behind the scenes tidbit, ladies and gentlemen. Stop the show, Liz. So
Pause. Yep. Go
so
ahead.
so we were remote. And so Liz and I, we've been doing the podcast. Actually, we're coming up. Do you know this? In a week, it'll be a year since we agreed to and technically launched the podcast. And our first episode was in January.
So
But
that's
in a
like a
week,
podcast engagement because
podcast engagement, we started planning
anniversary.
and all that
Yeah.
and set everything up with List Perfectly. So we were remote the whole time. So we would actually use this tool, StreamYard, to record. So we could see each other and chat, and then we pull the files from that.
Mhm.
So we went to the Boss Reseller Remix. I brought the mixer out, we brought the mics, we brought the equipment, and we were actually in a room, a very nice room together. but it's a it was a challenge with the mics, and there was some noise, and just setting up was a challenge. So oddly, Liz's side of the conversation was I couldn't even boost it because I can boost stuff and adjust audio. Unboostable. So what we did is we had Liz re-record her questions and we clipped them in.
Mhm.
So you could and Matt had some echo here and there, and but you should listen to the episode and then you let us know if you can tell if Liz was clipped in or not. Or is
Yeah.
it my amazing editing skills?
So I had to laugh because I sat at home and we got the transcript and I just sat here. I was like, "So Matt, tell us how that went." So next, and I was just talking to myself, and one of the lines was, "So we've been here in Vegas and our voices are shot." My voice was totally fine. I was like, "Hmm."
Yeah, that is true. You sounded like
But
Vegas that day.
I sounded like Vegas the whole time. I swear there's something about Vegas. I literally I'm a grown adult. I'll drink whenever I want. I literally maybe had 3 drinks the entire time, 5 days we were there. I'm
Hmm.
serious. I had no time.
Yeah, that's true. We
Uh,
were busy.
we were busy, but it didn't but it was we were busy having fun. Like, I didn't have time to go stand at the bar. I was all over the place. It was so much fun, but what happens is I get into those scenarios and I just wanna talk to everybody, so I talk so much and I talk so loud, and I lose my voice very easily. So,
There you go.
yeah, but that was a lot of fun. We came back, we settled down, and we got right back to recording our next guest
That's
for our
right.
next episode. Dory Graff, CEO of Kitizen, was
That was a good
episode
one.
41. So, and I mean, we're on episode 41. We're not even a year in.
Yeah,
And here we are talking to CEOs of marketplaces on our podcast, Doug. Like, it did not sink into me until that morning. I'm like, this woman, I mean, all of our guests are phenomenal, but you think about the magnitude. It wasn't talk to my PR person or talk to this.
that's
It
true.
was Dory directly.
And I didn't tell you this, Liz. I was a little nervous for that one.
You were not.
Believe it or
Really?
not. I was. I tried to be on my best. I hope everybody can hear my dog snoring right here, literally right now.
That's
Like, are
not
you
his
okay,
dog
Kevin?
snoring.
Are you okay? No, but I was I was nervous to interview Dory, but she was super cool. And like Kitizen, obviously I knew what it was and what they sold, but so much beyond, and they do such cool stuff in their community. They've got the Style Scouts.
Yeah. Ooh, he's
Sunshine,
happy.
are you all right? He's dreaming about Kitizen. Like literally, we're live, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you can tell it's live. This is not planned. That's my dog Kevin.
Having doggy dreams.
Doggy dreams about running away or something. So, but no, Dory was great. We covered a lot. We cut. She got a chance to cover some misperceptions about Kitizen, and then what did you think, Liz? You were more familiar with Kitizen than I was, but what did you think?
So, it's always amazing, and I hope that sellers can relate. You sell on a platform and you kind of get this sense of ownership for your little part of that platform. And then
Hmm.
when you get to hear the CEO talk and not just about this is our plans and this is what I'm going to do for you, it's this is how I built the company and this is sincerely
Yeah,
how we grow. The main thing that I took away from that, I shouldn't say the main thing. A big thing that I took away from that was the core of their mission.
yeah,
She's not budging on the core of their mission, and that is children and parental community.
yeah,
That's why it was founded. Um, you know, I noticed, and this is a really good thing, is when we were like, "Oh, so now you can sell women's clothes." She's like, "Yeah, well." So it grew her marketplace, but it was only because it was the community asked for it, so she threw it in, but it didn't let her detract from the core of what she wants Kitizen to be, which I thought that was super cool.
And what I like too, and it's interesting because we talked about this with eBliss this morning, and this is what I liked about Dory, and this is what I love about List Perfectly and Claire and Amanda. The CEOs are sellers,
Yeah.
so they know they started small, grew big, and so they understand sellers. Frankly, a lot of the, let's say, a lot of the tools and what we do, that's not always true. The people at the top aren't always sellers, so they can't relate.
Yeah.
But that's what was cool about Dory. And same thing with, again, like eBliss, and same thing with List Perfectly. It's like they're sellers, they understand the community, and they can relate.
Yeah, I mean, I know I sound like a broken record, but I did enjoy it. I enjoy our podcast every week, and I know I'm sitting here reading the chat too. Leslie, she's very familiar with the podcast lifestyle, a reseller's passion. She has cranked out. God love you, Leslie. You have turned really a reseller's passion. She has a passion for reselling, and this is not her background. She didn't grow up into podcasting. She didn't grow up into reselling. She has a true passion for reselling, and it shows in her Instagram, in her TikTok, in her podcast. So she's very familiar with the podcast lifestyle. I can honestly say 44 episodes in, and I feel like I'm winging it every time the microphone turns on. And I'm sitting here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Tommy in Seattle. Ask Liz how many beers she has at the Denver meetups.
Oh, margaritas.
We have it at the live. Don't worry about it.
No, but back to
I
what
am a
you're
critical.
saying, um, back what you're saying about resellers' passion, Pink Diva Studio. She's authentic. Rhonda's authentic. We're authentic. I think that's part of it, is you have these tools to put content out, and we're authentic.
Yeah. Exactly. It's about passion. Very true.
So
Thank you,
sorry, I got
Claire. Claire said,
distracted.
congratulations. I know I'm having a hard time talking and reading.
These computers, so many things happen at once. Technology.
This is
Strange
not my
technology scares
lifestyle.
me.
There's not a listing form in front of me, so I'm thrown a little off here.
That's true. But no, the passion, and that's what people say about us, Liz, and that's what we try to do.
I love
Try
it,
to
and
be
that's what Ed
authentic.
said. He said, "I wing it every time I go
That's
live
right.
or just make a video. It's the best part, though. Just have fun and live with you." You know what? I do really like this. I know we're just a couple in, and I was telling Doug I still get nervous. Um, but having this chat, I feel like I know everyone that's here in the chat, and if I really don't know you, I want to meet you, right? Like you're part of our community, so it just makes it really comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, it's fun. It's different. I love the lives. It's different because you obviously you can't edit it, but I enjoy this. And it's just fun.
Yeah, I'm typing while I'm doing this. Somebody's asking Leslie to share.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely share your stuff. If you have
Yeah.
reselling content out there, you guys drop your Instagram handles in the chats. Let's follow
Yeah.
each other.
We're all
If,
in this together.
I
We're
feel
not
like I
trying to.
know a lot of you, but we're all coming from different communities. You might not know each other. Let's connect. That's what's amazing about this.
Speaking of that, stop the show, Liz.
Okay, but just this one time.
Somebody was on, speaking of podcasts, somebody was on the eBay for Business podcast this week too. Who is it?
Sherry Smith
I don't know.
was
Okay.
on.
Sherry Smith was on.
Oh my gosh, why am I blanking out? Because there was somebody else on, and I was on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Liz O'Kane on the eBay for Business podcast this week.
I feel like I should have so Ellen DeGeneres gives jackets. If you've been on 5 times, you'll get a jacket with a 5. I feel like I'm almost there with eBay. I think I've been on the podcast 3 times ish.
Actually, I think more than that.
Okay.
You should search on there.
I really should. Anyways, I had a great time. We talked about customer service and dealing with difficult situations that you may run into in reselling. So go and listen to yesterday's download of the eBay for Business podcast.
And I like that you talked about, not letting it get to you, being above the drama, and just, just dealing with it and moving on.
Yeah. I mean, and it's hard. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's times I know Teresa hears it too, because I'll text her, I'll be like, "Ugh, this is frustrating." And then it's done, right?
Yeah.
But you just move on and you give great customer service. Don't let bad situations live in your head rent free. Don't let that one person over a $30 item take up so much room in your head that it blocks you from being productive. But that was my
Exactly.
big tip. Go listen to the rest, because all of the other sellers had some really great tips. Really, it's just like a more of a get past it, especially during this time of year type of a podcast.
Yeah, those little tips. And we
Yes.
know that, that can be, this is for Liz, that can be a bummer, but you
Doug.
got to just deal with it and move on. What was something you said though made me laugh because you're talking
I'm pretty
about,
funny,
yeah,
so
you are
that
pretty
doesn't
funny.
surprise me.
No, I don't know. It's just like, did you
Get a
read the
leg up on
description?
your
You could be like, did
competition.
you read the description?
Oh, from the podcast. Yeah. You want to say, can you not read?
Yeah,
But you
exactly.
don't say that, but that's typically the first thing that goes through your head when you read those, and I get it, but it's just copy and paste it and move on and save yourself time and energy. Doug,
Yes.
we have 20 minutes.
All right. You want me to get us back on track?
Get us back on track,
So
because I'll just
then episode 42, we've got a competition actually. So we've had Dave Schneider on the most with
Mhm.
his SEO tips,
Mhm.
Teresa, and then Patrick from List Perfectly.
Yes.
Teresa's going to want to be back on the show. We got to have her back on.
We
I
do.
want to have her back on to talk inventory. So we'll put that out
Yes.
there. But Patrick was back on with some recent List Perfectly updates and
Mhm.
all the updates we're doing for the month of December. And
Mhm.
then just, there's a lot of stuff in the works,
Mhm.
like seriously. And then, but we're doing an update every week for at least for December. And I don't know if it's going to continue, but we're doing an update. Let's see, what can we say, Liz? What can we say?
We can say anything that he said. So let's see. He talked about the new releases, so that list perfectly for their pro plan recent. So Claire and Amanda went live right before Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm.
and they're super thankful for all of their customers. I don't want to speak for Claire and Amanda, but this is what they were saying. Super thankful for all of their customers, and their goal is to release a new feature every week through December at zero extra dollars, because you
And,
guys know how this perfectly rolls. They have
yeah.
not raised their prices once
And
since
freebies,
starting.
$0 extra dollars. And remember, unlimited listings.
Right. So, but they went from a couple months back, oh my god, I can't. I feel like they're constantly adding new features. I'm so sorry, I lost you guys for a second. Somebody called me and my entire screen disappeared. But they're constantly giving. I'm trying to think. I don't know how far to go back, but the PhotoRoom integration
Great.
for the Pro Plan members was 500 background removers, and then they just went up to 1,000 background removers, and then they released the bulk background remover,
That was huge.
and then for Simple Plan users, they released just this week. I think Patrick said, so you can do pricing. So Simple Plan used to not have pricing included. So you could
Yeah.
go from marketplace to marketplace and your price is included in that cross posting. And, one member spoke up in the Facebook group and they're like, wow. They're like, now I don't have to jump back and forth to screens.
Yeah.
So if you're a Simple Plan user, that was just released this week. Thank you, Liz Perfectly. And Patrick did say that it's not just for Pro Plan that they're going to be making up
Exactly.
releases for. It's going to be all plans.
All the plans are going to get some love. Claire and Amanda are like the Oprahs of the cross listing world.
Yes.
You get
Yes.
you get an upgrade. You get an update. You get background removal. So that's cool. And Patrick teased all that. And we're going to have Patrick on regularly to give us some updates. He is a popular guest.
Mm-hmm.
And then today we released, it was an interview with the fabulous Liz O'Kane talking about the
Hi, Doug.
mindset of a multi-platform seller?
Yeah.
I asked the questions. And it's like,
Yeah,
I know
you did.
Liz's story well, but it's good to get the spin from her. But um, it's nice to, just get that perspective from somebody like Liz and, emphasize the things you need to think about when you're an online seller. Think of yourself being a business. Think of yourself, think of all the aspects, marketing, um, customer service, branding. We talked about that, but what was fun is we also talked about the little things too. Like you talked about your workstation and have stuff within hand, like literally what are the tools you have on your desk and how you do this, how
Mhm.
you do that. And
This is
that's
what
important
I
too. And you talked about
you guys go.
economy
Sorry.
of movement.
My mannequin, she was doing measurements today. I think we talked in an episode that I sold the shirt right off of her back, and she's been on the back burner because who has time
She's got that
to dress
sassy
a
model.
mannequin? So I'm trying to see my photo booth with a stack. Like this is like everything's you can see like that's all my shipping supplies. Everything is like right here within reach.
I like that your mannequin has a sassy model pose. Did she know that you're going to turn the camera on her?
She didn't. She would have probably gotten some clothes on.
And
No, I
Liz is,
actually I bought that at Lucy outlet store that was
oh,
going out of business for 20 bucks. And at the time I had a Prius and I had my son with me and he had to sit in the back with a naked mannequin in the back of the Prius. Was not happy with me.
well, and Liz's mannequin is on a giant, like basically a giant lazy Susan. So she rotates
Mhm.
it when she takes pictures. And that light box is literally the biggest light box I've ever seen. Is it also a time travel portal?
I wish it was because I would just like rewind myself like every hour so I could get more time in my day.
You got to take the downtime too, Liz.
I
But
know.
what
I
else
know.
today's episode? So today's episode was released thinking about the reseller mindset.
Yeah, I think that it was during a Zoom call I was listing. So, I always say, I'm an eBayer. I'm an
Hmm.
eBayer who happens to sell on other platforms. But when you get into the listing flow and thinking, oh, well, I should probably add this for Poshmark, or I should probably add this tags for Mercari, or, you really, now when I list, I think of a single business. So Colorado Reworn
Hmm.
going to multiple platforms, kind of like this
Exactly.
funnel instead of I'm an eBayer doing this. I think of Liz and then all of the stuff, all of the platforms underneath me. If that makes sense. I know my little hand gestures, right? That's just the way my brain thinks. Sorry, it might not make
The
sense to
Liz,
anybody else.
the Liz umbrella.
The Liz umbrella of reselling, but I really do. And trust me, I mean, I love eBay to death. I can't say I'm eBay girl because I'm pretty sure Teresa has that phrase coined. As a matter of fact, that is her license plate. But yeah, I am. I'm, eBay through and through. That's my main platform. And if you ask anybody that natively started on any other platform like Facebook Marketplace, they're going to feel like a Facebook Marketplace seller. Somebody that started on Poshmark, they're going to feel loyal to and feel like I am a Poshmark seller. But if you can get your brain out of that mindset and say, I am Colorado Reworn and I happen to sell on these other platforms, and you can have love or hate for all of them.
Yeah, and Ed says, I don't even say eBayer anymore. Now I say reseller on multiple platforms thanks to List Perfectly, which is the same thing that
Perfect.
happened to you. That's
Yep.
that's this the spur that got you to expand your platforms.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I think that it's helped me be a faster lister.
Sure.
Quite honestly, because I'm
Yeah.
able to think of all platforms at once and then just push them out. Um, eh, as you're creating this, because you wanna spend as little time as possible creating these listings to get them out to all the different platforms, whichever ones you sell on. Um,
Well, and then I want to
yeah.
tell you too is you can see Liz's background, all her bins. I think she said she had like 110 bins. And then
Mhm.
so if you look behind me, let me see if I can do this. You see
Yeah,
like I
it's
have
Kevin
like,
snoring.
yeah, there's Kevin snoring. I have like 5 bins, A, B, C, D, and E. And those are my 5 bins. And that's the thing is I sell mostly eBay and Mercari. We moved recently, so stuff is a little bit on hold. But So I'm not a huge seller, but I do sell a couple $100 a month. But I've talked to like huge sellers and I tell them if List Perfectly can change my game, imagine how it's going to change your game. I don't mean
Yes.
to be like a commercial and plug it, but it's true.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's like Ed said, no longer an eBay. A multi-platform seller, and I sell on eBay. Nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that.
And
You
yeah,
got
that
it
is
down.
true.
Yeah. Doug, 10 minutes.
Got to look at my notes.
I'm so sorry. I wanna put can I take, like, 1 minute and put in a plug?
Yes, I will try to
This is
be
community. This is the seller
calm and
community
quiet.
podcast. Community, get involved. We've talked about me going to meetups, running a meetup. Dave and Lori from eBliss run the Denver meetup. We're only an hour apart from each other. We do some things together. Speaking of which, if you are in Colorado or any of the border states, if you're surrounded, I don't care, fly in if you can get a ticket.
Okay.
We're going to be doing a combined meetup in Castle Rock, which is a town in between our two. Um, a dinner at a local veteran-owned pub, not pub, brewery. Just to we're not gonna just to meet instead of like, hey, let's sit down and learn something together and discuss this. We're just gonna take a couple hours to relax and talk to each other and just enjoy each other's company in person. Um, I'm going to copy this URL. If anybody is seeing this, this is going to be on Tuesday, what is Tuesday? I have to look. Tuesday, December 14th. And I am going to copy this and put this in the chat for anybody that happens to be watching before this event. If you're interested in joining us for Meetup. And we're going to have a very special one in January. And if you listen to the podcast next week, where we talk to Dave and Lori from eBliss, we might drop a hint. So stay
Is it
tuned.
me?
That's my Liz PSA. I don't know. Do you have a ticket to Colorado?
Not yet.
Okay.
Is it gonna snow?
So that was my little plug. Doug.
Yes.
Can we do a teaser? Do you want to tease our audience?
Okay, I got to be careful though because I usually give too much. What do you want to tease about? Like
the podcast.
All right. What do you want to say?
Okay, first, this is going to be suspenseful. I want to back up. And I don't need to. I want to give a huge kudos to Leslie, a reseller's passion. She did. She just recently moved and she got into her new place in Delaware and she started a local meetup.
Nice.
40 resellers. Leslie, if you are interested, it doesn't have to be eBay sanctioned. We put our meetups on the official eBay site. If you're ever interested in that, get with me. I'll show you. If you're ever interested on having an eBay meetup and having it sanctioned on the eBay site, let me know. If you go to sellerevents.ebay.com and see if there is a meetup near you.
And Leslie, I'd love to come to your meetup. That's what I used to do for eBay. I used to go to in person and do virtual meetups. Happy to come on there and talk about, obviously I would talk about List Perfectly, happy to talk about seller community, how it all works together. But just let me know. Just email me, doug@listperfectly.com. And
Yeah.
I'll leave the Santa suit. Unless it's still the holidays.
So, and yeah, Leslie, I mean, and eBay knows that. So the Denver meetup is an eBay specific meetup. The one down in Colorado Springs, we talk mostly eBay, but it's open to talk about any platform. And eBay knows that. They're like, we know you're not going to just talk about eBay. Like they've kind of embraced that. And it's okay if you do that. So yeah, get with me. I think I'm on IG, Colorado Rewarn. Text me, find me on Facebook. So yeah, what's next? Oh, we were gonna tease, Doug. I was like, my brain was like stopped. I'm like, wait, we were gonna do something. Let's do a teaser.
Okay.
And then a giveaway. And I think that should wrap it up unless anybody has any questions.
Let me go. You want me to start the teaser?
Go ahead. You take it.
All right.
Tell us what's going on.
Okay. So year one. So, we talked about this earlier. So next week will literally be a year when we started planning the podcast with List Perfectly. And then we launched in January. So year one is season one. So next year, season two, starting in January, we're going to be revamping. We're going to be upping the game, I guess you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have do a new website maybe. And let's just say we're going to be up in the game and there'll be more stuff. That's how I'm going to put it.
Yes. There's going to be more. Yeah, I know. Liz is always so excited. I think that's like the first line out of my mouth to like every paragraph. So I'm so excited. I'm excited for this. But really, thank you to everybody that listened. We started this and you guys have heard the story 100 times. I'm not a podcaster. I mean, clearly I'm on a podcast, so I guess I'm a podcaster, but I'm still trying to embrace that. But the listeners have shown up, and Doug, they might like us a little bit. So let's give them a little more.
Yeah, no, it's doing well. A lot of people have said, hey, if you guys put out more episodes, I'd listen more, things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kim says more stuff is List Perfectly's motto. So seller community listeners, we're going to give you more stuff.
Yep.
We love you guys too.
Aww.
It's very sweet. And listen,
thank you so much, Ed.
Liz,
Yeah,
I'm excited too. I'm just a little mellower than Liz. Liz is trying to help me sound and look more excited, but I am excited too. So, but any questions before we roll?
I think we have to give some stuff away, but let's see if there's any questions that come in. No. Liz and Doug balance each other. Whoo, we try. I joke every single episode, and I think that it gets cut out. So Doug and I record for a lot, and you guys just get the best of maybe whatever might spill out of my mouth that we can air. So, but I constantly say to them, I get, just like I said, I get so excited. I end up taking over interviews. I'm like, oh, and I was like, oh, wait, that was Doug's question. I'm sorry. And he sits there and he lets me do it. You got to love it. I'm like, I'm sorry. That was your question.
Well, I think everybody's heard this story, but I'll give you the minute version. It's like when I met Liz, we talked about different things. We talked about starting up a meetup, but I knew that Liz was a go-getter. And then at some point I wanted to do a seller podcast, but I knew that I needed a good balance. And Liz right away was the person I thought of. And I knew that we had a good rapport. I knew we would do it. We'd be able to do it well together. And it's worked out. It's kind of developed into what it is. And it's, I think it's good. Seems to be working.
Yeah. So let's just keep doing what we're doing. I cannot wait to roll into season 2. And before you guys, thank you guys so much. We're getting just so many nice comments.
That's very sweet.
Maybe we can get Doug's Santa suit auctioned off. No, huh?
Thank you for asking. Do you know, Liz might not, I used to be Santa. I used to do Santa.
Oh gosh, you were the mall Santa, huh?
No, not the mall.
You were like one of the 50 guys.
MAUL, Santa Mall.
Oh.
The first time I did Santa was at a hospital.
Okay.
A hospital luncheon.
Man, now I look like a total jerk.
And then why? Because you're mocking my Santa abilities?
Yes.
I have a hardcore, the full-on Santa suit, but I usually go with this. So I used to do that. And then for several years at the elementary school, I would do cookies with Santa. And I would be the Santa and talk to the kids. And they would give me the sweetest notes and ask the sweetest things. It was very nice.
That is nice. So sorry, we cannot auction off Doug's Santa suit in case he decides to go back to the children's hospital or, you know,
Now,
to the
Liz,
library or my brain's like,
zoom
how can
in.
I be a better person tomorrow? Right?
Liz.
Doug,
Yes.
we do need to wrap it up. Referral members, remember, log into List Perfectly, click the banner for the referral office hours. Amanda's going to join us. We get to talk about referral member stuff. If you are a List Perfectly user, anybody can apply or anybody can sign up to be a referral member, to where if you enjoy List Perfectly, you can share it with your friends and family and resellers in your community, in our community. So we're going to close it off. But before we do that, do we have a winner for 1 month of List Perfectly free, any plan, and an exclusive Seller Community Podcast t-shirt? Do you have a drum roll? You don't
I
have a
have,
drum roll, don't you? You've
I
got a
have,
bump.
yeah, I got to get a drum roll. I have some fantastic music. What do I have?
It's got to be you too. It's a beautiful day.
I have Patrick's theme song.
There we go. How about, are you ready? You announce. Let's see. Do you have the winner? Do you know who it is?
I do.
I'm going to drum roll.
All right, it's Kim.
Boom, boom, boom. Kim, congratulations.
Congratulations, Kim.
That is awesome. So, Kim, email. She's email. I'm finding it here. Tiffany@listperfectly.com.
Yeah, Tiffany@listperfectly.com. We'll set it up. Kim, we are serious.
Yes.
Congratulations, Kim. So email Tiffany@listperfectly.com and she will set you up.
Oh, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to log off so I can refill my water, and we will see maybe some of you, if you have the time, come join us over on the referral office hours.
Yeah, cool. And thanks, everybody. You know what, though?
What?
Liz, if we did this too much, it would spoil the people. It would spoil the fans. We don't want to give them too much.
Once
We
a
want to leave
month.
them wanting more.
Once a month. We will be back. We will see you in January. Happy holidays. I hope you get some time to relax. You know, when the reseller Q4. Everybody have a great evening, and we will see you next month. Look at that. That wasn't even scripted, Doug.
I know.
Oh my gosh, you got it. You got it.
So good. So fun. No, thanks, everybody. It was super cool.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Oh, I got to keep waving.